Okay, so I'm making a note. Um, in my mind, I start off with like one word or two. I come up with a topic or something, and then I start talking about it. Now, this one that just came to me was like, why would people who obviously don't like you and be talking shit about you, you want to be around you? Why they sit there and try to change up their tune when they done sat there and did mad stuff to be like they want to be around you? Why people gonna sit there and lie and say they helped you with something or did something for you when they never did nothing for you, and don't even know them? You ain't never met them. You don't. It's like you ain't never talked to them. You ain't never seen them. They don't got no reason to even sit there and say that they know you. But yet people is sitting here believing it, and then when people be like, "Yo, show me the proof. Show me the two of y'all together, like recently, right now. Like, show me that." They ain't got nothing to show you. It's like, yo, head scratching, head scratching. Now I'm like, yo, people be mad, calculating and cunning with what they want to sit there and put out a story, right? You be like, well, if somebody put something out there, you be looking at their social media, and they people be like, well, show me you and this person's social media. So then they would look. Somebody, whoever had that idea, they'd be like, let me see something, and they would go look and say they never saw something. Now go back, and then they say, oh, well, let me go see. These people ever talk to each other? They ever been cool with each other? Ever anything like that? And you find out now all of a sudden they are, but before they didn't, then you know that's a lie. But say you did it the first time you was looking, you was like, these people don't know each other. They ain't never talked to each other. Mad people catch that real quick. It's kind of like them people who be sitting there and they be on Twitter and they be on Instagram looking to see if people is friends and how long they've been friends and all of that. Do they got that as a feature? I think they should if they don't. But I think they do. I don't know. It's like tells you how long somebody was supposed to be friends or something like that. I don't know. The other thing was, it was like, why people always sitting here trying to clout chase off of people? See, a lot of times people be thinking that when people is doing something and they clout chasing over somebody, they doing it because of good reasons. But people have turned clout chasing off of people in negative ways into something positive by way of saying they know something about somebody so they could become like an authority of somebody, so they could sit there and act like they are somebody. And then people be sitting there going, I know everything about that person, but you don't even know that person. So then they like, well, how could they make that lie be real? So then they gotta go and get people who has really met that person, and people who maybe even get information, something like that, for them to be like, oh, I know that person, but they never met that person before. That's weird. But this is what I picked up on a long time ago. But the other thing was, it was like, if you've been sitting there, you've been talking mad shit about somebody, and you've been talking about them like you straight hate them. You ain't got never had nothing but harsh, evil, fucked up things to say about them. While all of a sudden you sitting there acting like y'all buddy buddy. And my other thing is like, when somebody sit there and they say they gonna sue you, and if you was so bold, you've been doing something so long where you was like, oh well, I'm a blah 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 blah. Well, why you don't put your information down there? Why you don't sit there and show your videos? Why you don't sit there and be like, oh well, this? Why nobody don't ever say nothing? Why the story ends up being changed? Why is people sitting here trying to hide stuff? Why are these things even getting like covered up? And I'm like, yo, what's the deal with the fact that when you sitting here, you trying to get help so you can help yourself? Because people be on that type of time. Everybody be sitting there talking about how somebody trying to copy them, and you like, yo, I don't even know who you are. How am I trying to copy you? But you sitting here claiming that somebody's copying you. And somebody must be doing this, because I'm like, I said copy too many times. But it's like, they don't even know you. Somebody will sit there and watch your videos. And this, I'm saying this to everybody who got like a catchphrase, a thing. Y'all know what y'all got, what y'all be saying, what you've been saying, what you known for. Somebody will sit there and listen to something that you say and be like, oh, I got you. And then they'll sit there and they'll be talking like you. Everybody who know them ain't never heard them say something, but all of a sudden, because they've been fixated on you, now they saying everything you say, how you say it. They talking and they doing the same things you've been doing, because they sitting there, they stalking. And only the people who they had around them, unless those people is like, yo, you want some weirdo shit, like I'm not really messing with that, is gonna sit there and check them on it. But anybody else, they don't know. Those are the people who they gonna sit there and try to get them to be like, yeah, they always talk like that. They always been like that. But if they went to their other peoples or they other old peoples, they be like, I don't know what you talking about. They on some crazy type time. Some. It's like the people who all of a sudden coming out saying that they are like so different all of a sudden. And you like, how you so different? Oh, well, that's because they went to the voodoo person. They went to the hacker person. They went to the blah 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 blah. They got all these different people sitting there doing all this stuff so that they could come off looking like something. Then they went to like the cosmetology person, was like, yo, make me look like, have me looking like. And then it's like, yo, what? I'm just saying, yo, people be on that type of time. People really, really be on that type of time. And then when you sit there and you be like, yo, so let's stop playing these games. I don't like playing this game. It's a boring game. See, in this game, you think you winning. And I'm sitting here saying something to you. I want you to come at me straight up. They don't never do it. Why? I also was sitting there being like, why is it people feel like when they doing something to you and they got to get mad people to come up against you that they winning? But if it was a one-on-one, they won't get nowhere. I'm still trying to figure out how is it that somebody sit here and tell a lie, and then people sit here and follow said lie, find out that the lie is a lie, and then sit here and still be on that same thing with that lie, have other people going along with the lie because they don't want to sit here and say, yo, I was messed up on what I did. No, there's no responsibility taking, you think? No accountability taking, you think? But you want other people to sit here to be eating the shit that you did? And only when y'all sitting here going, well, you lied to me? You think that the person that you do something to don't be feeling the way about what you did? If they sit there and they let stuff go, as much as it's like you don't say nothing, who you saying it to? I'm like, yo, I got two sides of me. I be balancing them out. My side of me that people know is like, yo, you think I won't say something? Ask somebody who you think I won't say something. How many times I'm going to sit there and I'm going to be like, I won't say something? At the same time, you ask people, how many times have I said something? Ask them how patient I am. Ask them, how patient are she? How patient is she? What type of person is she? For real though. Her real self. How is she? Because then you would be like, oh shit. That's the thing. I feel like you people should be chill vibes if they chill vibes. Everybody don't gotta be all girl all the time. You know, that's the thing. I had somebody, they was sitting there, they was like, get mad and say something. I was like, girl. And they was like, oh. They was like, yo, man, you too chill. It's like they was just like, they wanted me to get amped up and get mad. And I was like, why people always want people to get mad, but when you get mad, then they scared? Oh, because they thought that with you being a chill vibe, there was no reason for them to be afraid of anything. I think that's like interesting. Anyway, I was sitting here and I was listening to a video that I had previously did where I was talking about people being themselves, individuals. And I was like, see, people who are themselves, they don't sit there and lose themselves to being something else because they just themselves. People don't have to put on to be something else when they are just themselves. And you don't have to sit here and lie about you being yourself if you just yourself, because you just gonna be yourself. Really. I will say this though. How many of you people done got around somebody you thought they was one way, you found out they was somewhere else? Because you thought that they was all like, oh, flowers, lollipops, and rainbows, and then they came out like Freddy Krueger, Jason, and Chucky all mixed up in one, and they was like Norman Bates and stuff. I don't know. I feel like somebody just found this out. Or they already knew. It be a lot of people who be knowing stuff, they don't say nothing because they got a similar goal, they trying to get something. Same way people keep sitting here going, they think that they gonna get something from you if they come, and they be like, oh, you. Now you know what's funny? You got people who is made to be people's protectors. Let's see if they protectors is gonna sit there and allow that. Because what happens if they protectors don't do their job? Or let's ask those people who didn't do their job. What you got? Those people who sit there and they be stealing stuff, they allow that to be happening. They take bribes and stuff like that. They allow themselves to be sitting there and they be losing and stuff like that. What y'all get? How that last? How that stay? I'm curious. People who be really sitting here and they be doing stuff and they be helping people, and then they got the people, the strong people. It just had this thing that go through my mind. This lady says, the strong must protect the weak. Those people who sit there and they know something, they say something that helps the next person in a way if they can. Because everybody got different things. Some stuff people will never go through. Like homelessness, poverty, people sitting there targeting them or stalking them. Some people will never go through this. And then they have people who have gone through this and they talk about it. And because they show or say the things that they've been through, you're able to help this next person to be able to look out for what they need to look out for, or to be able to be ready to get what they need to get in times of tragedy or something like that. That's why I be like, thank you for those people who really do be helping people, and they do it sincerely from their heart. They're not sitting there doing it because they want somebody to like they post, but they really are sitting here, they just caring, and they like, yo, I can help you, so I'm giving you this info. Sometimes it ain't about the dollar. Sometimes it's the information. That information could lead to the dollar. Sometimes it's the dollar that could lead to the information. It just depends. They got people in this world who's real good, sweet, kind-hearted people. And they got people in this world who's messed up and vicious, malicious type people. And the sad thing about it is, because of the way that things are right now, people feel like those evil, vicious, malicious people, because they put on a mask, are the ones who they needed to be siding with over those people who was just really just showing you who they was. That's a real thing, yo. And I see sometimes that the people who be sitting here and they got a message. Every messenger's message is not the same. But I don't think that messengers is sitting here stealing other messages to be sitting here being a messenger. Because you talking about what you know. You could reference somebody else, but you talking about what you know. The truth. The things that you really been through and lived in through your life. But you know what? I'm also thinking that people who like to sit there and they like to lie and take other people's stories because they want to come off as something, those people gonna get a treat. Same way the people who were sitting here and they had to go through stuff because they had to go through these things so they could sit here and be on the other side, they gonna go through their stuff and they gonna get treats too. Everybody's gonna get a treat. It's just what kind of treat you gonna get. That's interesting, yo. And then the fact that people wear masks, you know what I was thinking about the other day? I'm going to end on this one. I was thinking about the fact that a mask could be a good and a bad thing. The mask could come off like you look like you innocent, but you really evil. And then other people's masks, they look like they're evil or bad or whatever, but they really are sweethearts and good. People who be in the middle about stuff and they just be themselves whenever the time arises, means that you're not wearing a mask, you just yourself. You just being you. I would say, and as I do say, I won't say what I won't do when I will probably do it, and I won't say what I will do if I don't know if I'm going to do it, and I might not do it. It's like you don't know what's going to happen because you never know what's going to happen. Situations change every single time. But if people know what type of time you be on and how you normally be, then they would sit there and they be very cautious about how they be interacting and acting towards you, right? It's like the person that sit there and see the Debo type, they not going to sit there and just be like, they going to go slap Debo. They going to sit there and be like, yo, I see you, Debo. Go over there. And the people who sit there and they see the little girl, this little girl from Sandman, I can't remember her name, but she had that balloon. She looked like a little girl, but she was really an old lady who was on some sinister, crazy type time. It was like Switch. she looked like something, he looked like something, how people treated them was something, and don't even realize that that means something when you look at it. Like, yo, I don't even know why I'm gonna name this. This was random. Let me add in the fact that I brought up Devo because he always plays the character who like will slap somebody, kinda. But everybody said he's like, look at his smile, his face lights up when he smiles, and he's all like a nice person. Him and the dude from it's a few of them. It's always the big black men who they want them to come off looking like they are mean and but they always smile and they face and everything light up, and it shows their like their light, their insides. I'm not saying that's everybody. I'm just saying that it's just saying that people look at people and they be looking at them with masks on, or they stereotype people. They think that people be away just because of how they look at them, and then they be like, oh, I think you are like, or this is how you are like, but then that's not you. That's what I mean by that.